It's Happy Hour again from Uptown New Orleans. Hello, I'm Grant Morris. Happy Hour is part of the family of shows on the podcast network. It's neworleans.com. When you walk into a bar in New Orleans and you pull up a bar stool, you never know who's going to be sitting on either side of you. What you do know is no matter what they look like, no matter what they're wearing, whether they just got out of a limousine or just got out of jail, they're going to be happy to talk to you. Because that's New Orleans and this is Happy Hour, a cocktail-fueled 60 minutes of random conversation with folks who have nothing in common. Other than we're all New Orleanians in a bar. Today we're at the fabulous Wayfare on Ferret Street in Uptown New Orleans. Gathered around the table here is Mitch Forman on piano. Mitch, hello.
How's it going?
Good. We don't often get to see Mitch in person.
He's usually just in the box.
Yeah. We play Mitch's recorded theme, but this is being played
He's
live.
actually playing it right now.
Okay, Mitch, stop. There's the proof.
That's
okay.
how you know.
Start up again.
That's how you know.
That's nice. It's great to have Mitch. Is normally in Los Angeles
Amazing.
when we're doing this show. So welcome to New Orleans. Mitch, good to see you back in town. Also sitting around the table here is Andrew Duhon.
Yeah, man.
Hey, how are you feeling?
I feel good. How do you
look
feel?
Great.
Oh, thanks.
I don't feel that good, actually.
Yeah,
I haven't recovered. Austin Alward is here as well. Hey, Austin.
Hi, I likewise not recovered.
You're still not feeling too good either? And Teri Wyble's here.
I don't want to be next to you guys. I don't want to get... Are you sick?
Yes, I'm very, very sick. Can you
we
tell?
caught something
I
for
normally
sure.
look great.
Can I... Is it too late to leave? No.
Nah, yes, it is. Unfortunately, you're hemmed in. Sam Dawes is here from the Deslondes. Is that how we pronounce the name of that band?
You got it right.
Really good. Named after Deslondes Street in the Ninth Ward.
That's correct.
Which is a strange name to pick to name a country band after.
Right. It's the street that I live on. It's the street that we all started the band on. We had a bunch of great country band names like the Tumbleweeds and stuff like that.
Right.
It was all taken.
It was all gone.
And we decided we didn't want to just play country music, so.
So what do you play besides country music?
We play old
Western?
kind of R&B style. Yeah, Western. Country and Western.
Right. Well, hang on a second. Where were we?
Deslondes Street.
Deslondes Street.
Yeah.
Country. It sounds pretty straight ahead country to me. The stuff that I've heard. You play R&B as well?
Have you celebrated their entire catalog?
No, I've only heard two
there
songs
you
and
go.
they're both great.
Which two have you heard?
The first one and then the other one.
Oh, yeah, those are pretty
Yeah, they're
country.
good, right? That's one of those.
Those are our two country
The one you
songs.
wrote and the one the other guy wrote.
Uh-huh.
No, but the whole band writes. I saw it.
They do.
That's
Everybody writes, everybody sings. We're in the middle of a new record right now, and this one will feel less country, I think.
Really? Why?
Because we like all kinds of music, you know, and we still want to make it danceable, still make it so you can do a two-step and still play honky-tonks, but definitely more rock and roll influence and a little bit more New Orleans R&B like Huey Piano Smith and early soul music.
Wow, I'm surprised to hear that.
Where are you guys recording it?
We recorded at the Bomb Shelter in Nashville, but
Cool, yeah.
we started recording at the Tigerman's Den in the Bywater.
Okay, nice.
And what, you just want to move away from that straight country because you guys like to do other stuff? Or
Yeah.
because no one's buying it, or what?
No, we listen to all... Well, nobody buys records these days
I
at all.
know, that's the downside of being a musician.
Especially not country records.
Right.
But,
Really? I thought those people would
We
be
get
like
tired of
law-abiding.
answering the question, so you're a country band from New Orleans?
Yeah.
Wait, where are you from?
We just want to be a band from New Orleans.
Where are you from?
Originally?
Yeah.
I was born in San Francisco, then moved to Texas.
Okay,
But-
I hear the Texas, I think.
Yeah, and then my family lives in Kansas.
Wonderful.
We're kind of all over the place.
Wonderful. Sorry to interrupt.
It's all good.
Keep
No,
going.
go ahead. You're
Where are
welcome
you
to
from?
Here, Louisiana.
Can you do like a Texas accent, Teri? Teri's an actress.
Maybe I'll pick it up. Keep going, and maybe I'll do it later.
Okay.
I'll just
Yeah.
mimic you.
I like it because it's slower and we can understand all the words.
You're really... Austin's really
That's pretty
good
good.
Austin's
at
got, yeah.
accents.
Can you do a Texas accent, Austin?
Can you,
Well,
Austin?
I grew up in Indiana, but I think I can do a Texas accent.
Pretty
A
good.
Texas
That's really good.
accent?
No,
Texas
Which part of
accent?
Texas?
Well, I don't know wherever
Houston
Robert
or
Earl
something?
Keen's from.
You ain't from around here, are you?
We're not in Kansas anymore.
how do you know how to do that? Just from being drunk a lot in the bars? Or?
Yeah, I don't know. Growing up in the country, you listen to the radio, watch TV, and hear how different people talk.
Which country did you grow up in?
I grew up in this country.
In the United States of America?
In Indiana country.
And is that the countryside? I don't even know what that looks like.
I grew up in southern Indiana. Have you ever seen the movie Breaking Away?
Yes.
The bicyclists?
You were one of those people?
I grew up in that
Wow.
part of the country.
Did you do a lot of meth or anything?
That came after I left.
After you left?
Yeah.
What did you do while you were there?
We just camped out a lot, drank beer. Yeah,
Right.
it was innocent times.
Was there a lot of interest, intercourse with women and that kind of thing?
We didn't
when you
have
were a child?
We didn't have
Farm
those
animal.
kind of apps. I was a good boy.
So there was no
A
sex?
good boy.
There was some, but not enough.
Not enough sex?
Yeah.
Yeah. What age do they start having sex in Indiana, do you think?
Well, there was a girl in my 7th grade class who got pregnant.
How old is that?
Seventh
grade.
grade.
Terry, how old
12.
is that? 12?
Wow.
Wow.
And was that from the teacher or the priest?
No, a guy in the neighborhood.
Just a guy in the neighborhood?
That happens in,
Where are you from, Terry? You're from
Oh, I shouldn't
Southwest
have said
Louisiana?
that. Yes, a very small town in Louisiana called Arnaville.
Arnaville.
Maybe that happened. I don't know. I
There's
don't
a
really
special
remember.
way of saying Arnaville, because it's
Arnaville.
spelled A-R-N-A-U-D.
Like Arno,
yeah.
like Arnaud.
But if you come from there, you say Arnaville.
Yeah, like Arno it is a common last name, Arno, so Arnaville.
And how long ago did you get out of there?
During my college days, I graduated college in 2008, so I was living in Lafayette for a good part of that.
Did you go to UL?
Yeah, I did.
What did you study at UL?
Dance. I'm a dance
So
dancer.
you have a dance degree from
Yes.
a college in Lafayette?
Yeah, it's
What does
actually...
that look like? Like Cajun dance? Do you have a degree in Cajun dancing? What do they do in the dance when you go to a dance?
I wish I would have a degree in Cajun dancing. No, I don't. It was mainly
Is there
ballet and modern. It's a wonderful dance program, actually.
Is there
Wonderful.
theory? Do you have to learn? Is
Yes.
there sort of theory of dance?
A little bit.
So what do you do all day if you're a dance
You
student?
dance every day, all day, even on the weekends, because we have concerts to perform in the spring and the fall, and a lot.
And
of
is
dancing.
it all women?
No,
It's 50-50?
no.
Okay, I'll
Maybe
have just
like
one more.
90
30
and 10.
90-10, okay. So I would say that's all women,
Yeah.
with 10% men, okay. So what does everyone do when they graduate with a dance degree from UL in Lafayette?
Some success stories, maybe my friend Matt Couvillon, that's a good name. He moved to New York, and he's dancing lots of different Broadway shows, and yeah, you would have to move away, I think. Although the Marigny Opera House has a dance company now, which it's in the Marigny, and I wish I would have known that, but I think that's pretty new. So yeah,
So you're
but
not,
normally
you're not
you
a
would have
dancer,
to move away.
but you're not a dancer now.
Not these days, not really. I go dance as a side job, which is fun, keeps me in shape.
I go dance.
Where
as
do
a
you go
side
dance?
job.
I go dance at Harrah's and sometimes the racetrack,
The
which
racetrack.
is fun.
You're a go-go dancer in a casino.
Yeah.
Big
Cool.
venues.
Yeah.
Okay, where does that happen? If I walked into Harrah's Casino, like if I go right across, from the Windsor Court Hotel, say, where are
it's
you?
the very center of Harrah's. It's a bar called Masquerade. And on Saturdays, sometimes on Fridays, there's go-go dancers from about 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. And
On the bar?
I'll usually be... No, not on the bar. We kind of have... We call them pods.
I was
There's
gonna
kind
say
of like these
pods.
little circle stages. Yeah, great, yeah.
You're in a pod. You're a go-go dancer in a
It's like a little
pod.
light up
casino.
floor
Yeah.
pod.
She's
Yeah,
a go-go
exactly.
dancer on a podcast.
Oh, wow.
Damn, you're good, Austin.
He's good, Austin. And you need your own show. What do you,
I
what do
don't
you,
even know about you. Tell me, Austin.
Yeah, what do you do in the film? You're in the film business, too.
I am
right?
in the film business.
What do you do in the film business?
I earn a living as a camera assistant. I'm a focus puller. I keep things in focus.
Focus puller. Do you
Yeah.
know what that is, Terry?
Yeah, you're very talented.
We get to
How
be a
hard
part
could
of
that
the
be?
show.
Come on, really.
You
have
can
to
be
turn
pretty
the
hard.
little knob and
You
keep
turn
it
the little
focused.
knob, yeah.
That's
As
a
a
hard
job.
job.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Hey, do you know Natalie Kingston?
I do.
She's a
Okay.
great
She's a
friend of
local-
mine.
Sam, you know Natalie Kingston?
I don't.
She's awesome.
I wish I did.
You should get her
I
on
can
the show.
introduce you to her.
She's a
She-
wonderful
is she a go-go
cinematographer in town, and I just figured you would know her.
Yeah,
Wait,
I haven't
have we
worked
met
with
before?
her. I don't think so.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a bad memory.
Yeah, I don't go to Harrah's, but maybe. I live by the fairgrounds.
Austin.
I live by the fairgrounds.
That's only a part-time job for Terry. She's actually an actress. You know, she was in Breaking Bad.
No. Yeah, I was in that show. No, I wasn't.
Oh, you weren't? The Walking Dead.
That's it.
Oh, wonderful.
That's it. You got it, Grant.
The Walking Dead you were in. I knew I'd seen you in something.
Did you?
Yeah.
You read that?
I read a new bio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got it right here. Look. No, I didn't see anything. I would rather have gone to Harrah's and seen you as a go-go dancer.
Hey, that's
still
a fun
time.
time. There is
Yeah.
still time.
Absolutely.
What was your role in The
Absolutely.
Walking Dead?
I played Officer Shepard in 3 episodes of season 5, beginning of season 5. And then it was a good long ride. It was awesome.
Did you get 8 or did you make it?
No, I made it.
Nice.
So everybody that knows me is like, hey, you didn't die.
You could
they could bring
reappear.
you back.
That's
And I'm
right.
like,
Oh, wow.
y'all,
Yeah.
stop teasing me. Come on.
Would you
That's
go
great.
back?
What?
Would you go back?
Would I go back?
Yeah. Or have you moved on?
Absolutely.
You would, no.
No, The Walking
Are they
Dead
still
has
making
such a yes, and I keep up with it still. Actually, it's one of the few series that I watch still. That and Westworld. Anybody?
I'll
Okay.
check it out.
How do you get a job like that? Do you have like an?
Yeah,
You're an
I
agent?
have an agent.
You live in LA mostly, or
No, I live here. I'm actually about to move to LA because it's dead here now because of the tax credits.
Right. Well, don't worry about that. It's gonna be dead everywhere soon.
It's, I mean, but for me, for an actor, you know, like I think Natalie. Sorry to talk about someone y'all
Natalie-
don't know, but like I think she could still work
What was
here.
her name again? Natalie what?
Kingston.
Kingston.
You should have her on the show.
We should talk before,
Write
she,
it down.
before
Natalie
she moves back
Kingston.
to LA.
She
is
won't move.
amazing. You
I
won't
tried.
let
I
her.
tried to get Natalie Kingston to shoot the most recent movie that we made, and it didn't work out for timing. But
How long was it?
it was only a short, so it was 6 days. It was 2 shorts, 6 days, 3 days, 3 days.
What part did you play? Were you producing it, or
I
just
directed it, made
You
it,
directed
produced
it.
it. Any
Wonderful.
short
so you
films.
do more than just focus a camera?
Well, see, that's the thing. Yeah, we try to do more, and so the tax incentive got stalled, but now it's sort of unstalled. And so
is it really? So we're back
Yeah.
in the film business.
We
here.
could be back in the film business here. Yeah.
Terry doesn't believe that.
Well,
She's
it's
making you
capped,
face
and
it.
I agree with Terry. If for actors, it's probably difficult, but you guys are
yeah.
also more mobile.
What does that mean?
you get-
I have
you-
a car.
You have agents that get you jobs in different towns.
Sure.
Well,
But
why
we still have
couldn't
to
you
go
do that?
there.
It's more. I don't really get called if I'm not in the
You're
town.
not local.
Bless
Yeah.
you.
Bless you.
Gesundheit.
whoever that was.
So that's part of the dirty little secret of the tax incentive system. It's not only do they get an incentive when they come and they work in these incentive states, but they also pay people a lot less. So as a camera person, I'm protected by my union, which is a national, they call it the international, but it's really just a national union. The other people, the vast majority of the people that work here, grips, electrics, set dressers, they all make $10 less an hour, regardless of the budget of the project. So people
Because
like
it's made in New York, because made in Louisiana, and there's tax credits involved. Well, how is that?
They don't
what
take
sense
you
does that make?
seriously. For an actor, they don't.
and then you run into that. You get a lot of people looking down at you because you're not from New York or LA.
Just by your address, right? Isn't that crazy?
What if you just told them I'm from New York? What are they going to know?
You could.
They just
Yeah.
they
I
just
have
film
a
people.
Los Angeles number on my cell phone, and
You
it's been
do.
very useful.
Intentionally, you do that on purpose.
I just kept it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept it actually because right after Katrina, it seemed like the 504 area code was just completely overwhelmed, and my phone worked when other people's didn't.
Right.
So I kept it for that.
So is it what's 323 or 323 number, and that helps you like get work because people
Then
think
they
you're
just don't
local.
ask a question.
Right.
Man, that's a good trick to know. If you listen
Good
to this
to
and you're in
know.
the film business and you're looking for a job, change your phone number
Yeah.
to 323. Good thinking. Mitch Forman has the 818 area.
I have an 818. Yeah.
Which one is that?
Which phone is that?
Which
Which
area
area
code
code?
is that?
It's right here.
It's nice
It's
fun.
yeah, it's in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Now, Mitch, you do something in the film business as well when you're out there, don't you?
I do. I write for TV. It's like background stuff for some CBS shows.
What about giving us a sample of some music that you've written for a recent TV show?
Yeah, and maybe Terry can riff a monologue.
Yeah, good idea.
This was like a really scary moment
Come
in a
on,
TV
guys.
show, and it went like this. That was it.
Nice. That was great.
I love
Really
it.
good.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
How long did it take you to write
It
that?
took me a little bit, a couple hours.
Because it could have gone a
I
whole lot of
changed my
different
phone
ways.
number before I wrote it, and then I changed it back.
I felt the feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
You ever work with a focus puller? Is that what it's called? Focus
I knew a
puller.
woman who was a focus puller.
Yeah, what was her name? Natalie.
Natalie.
Natalie Kingston. That's how she
Natalie
started
Kingston.
out.
Are you
Yeah.
making that up?
No, I know Natalie. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes
Who
she's
doesn't?
a fun, right?
I gotta.
No,
I,
do you
I
know
don't.
her?
Andrew, you
Oh,
don't
you
know
don't?
Natalie.
I don't know that.
We'll meet her next
Damn
week.
it.
Yeah,
We'll
one
get her
day.
on here next week. Okay, Sam, joke's over.
Sam's going to
We're
play
going to
for
make
us?
you play a song, because
Yeah.
I promised that we'd play
Do
a song
it.
within the first 15 minutes
Oh,
of the
man, you
show.
followed
Keeping
through.
to
I'm
that?
going to do it.
No,
I'm
you're
gonna
actually
do-
not. It's
So-
18. We're 18 in.
Well, okay,
Sorry,
that's
we
not
talked
too
too
bad.
much.
It's
then.
near missed. Sorry.
That's
It was
not too
Austin.
bad.
It was Natalie.
Is Andrew going to sing for us as
Natalie is
well?
delayed.
What's that?
Is Andrew going to sing for us as well?
Yeah,
We'll sing
yeah,
one at
Mitch
the
is
end
gonna
all
play.
together.
Andrew's
Yeah.
going to play. What have you got here? You got a
What
guitar?
kind of? Yeah, I got a guitar.
Nice.
Okay guitar from
That's
the 50s.
really old.
What kind of song do you want to hear?
I like country music. What do
Country-
you guys
country
like?
I
Western.
mean,
is your
I want to hear
favorite?
something new. Yeah.
Can we
Something new?
Yeah, you got a
Can
new
we have a
record coming out?
protest
Maybe
song?
something.
all right.
I want
Play original tune?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, anything that we're not going to get sued with any copyright issues would be good.
I won't see you.
Okay. Yeah, you couldn't sue us if you played your own tune on
can't
this
put on
thing. Or
headphones.
Could you? I don't know.
Could you?
I don't know. If you don't get.
Thankfully, we don't have an
Should I
attorney.
sue myself?
Yeah,
for
you
playing
probably
my-
could.
I can be your attorney.
If it was
Okay.
disseminated enough and you didn't get the royalties to it.
Okay.
But it
That
won't
would
be
be-
disseminated enough, so it's fine.
Because no one's
Because
listening.
nobody's listening to this.
Well,
Yeah.
well, if we got your mom to listen twice, that would double our
It's
audience.
0.006 cents, yeah.
I don't even think there's
Can you
that.
hear that all right?
Hang on, yep.
Put it down.
This one's called Walking Blues. It's kind of a post-election tune. Well, take this gun, hand it to my captain. He wasn't made for killing, he's made for asking. And take this heart, hand it all to Catherine. He wasn't meant for breaking, he's made for laughing. But I ain't trying to bring you down, I'm just walking. Well, Mary, Martha, Jimmy, June, and John, those are all my friends who are dead and gone. I had to watch them go, and I have to carry on down this empty road with this lonesome song. But I ain't trying to bring you down, I'm just walking. Well, I done all I can do, and I said all that I can say. Now I guess I best head be on my own way. But I ain't trying to bring you down, I'm just walking. I forgot the last verse at the last second. Sorry.
Oh,
that's a new
really?
one.
Do you want to tack it on?
Maybe at the end of the show.
Okay, we'll come back to the last verse.
That makes the rest of this podcast part of the song. That's nice.
That was a good point.
Thanks, Sam.
So stick around for the last verse coming up. So how did that relate to the post-election situation?
Oh, it was just a feeling that I got of like,
Watching people die.
yeah, watching people's hope die temporarily, and then wanting to walk out of it, and walk forward, and
What do you suggest we do?
get all the anger out, get all the grief out, and then I think it's an opportunity for a lot of people to stop being apathetic. I think it'll put some fire under everybody.
Do you think? What can we physically do? Suppose you disagree with the outcome of the election and you're horrified by President Trump and everything that's going on. What exactly could we do that would work? So,
Well, that's what we have to figure out.
do you have any ideas?
I mean, we can do our best to make sure that our senators do, go out in 2 years and vote for the Senate again. And
Right.
and I think the best thing we can do right now is all just look out for each other. I mean,
Sure.
politics, the whole system, it's easy to lose faith in the entire system. And I think the best thing we can do politically is just for our communities at this point.
Yeah, just think small and then
Yeah.
act in the
Almost like
community.
tribal society again.
That would be good if that worked. Here. Well, we're living in a sort of a bubble here where 80% of the Orleans Parish, and where the whole city of New Orleans went Democratic, but the state and the country, obviously, have gone
Well,
Republican. So
She did get the popular vote, but I think you're a musician,
Yeah, musician as well.
Musician.
Songwriter, yeah.
actress, film.
Masseuse.
I think the creativity card, we can play the creativity card, because I think what we've lost, I mean, I grew up in a place that voted Trump, and more Trump.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
what we've lost, I think, is the hearts and minds of people, and what music and movies and podcasts can do is appeal to the hearts and minds. It's kind of all they can do. And I think people vote with their hearts more than their minds. And it's our job, if we want it to go in another direction, we have to make people want it.
Yeah.
And you make them want it by appealing to, we may not be happy with it, but human nature is, we're all kind of out to get what's kind of coming to us, and people think about themselves a whole lot more than they think about anybody else. And I think we get really frustrated when we start thinking, why doesn't everybody get along? Why doesn't everybody think about everybody else? It's not the way we're wired. But I think you can get into people's heads with music and movies and art, and you can kind of start to get them looking for different things. And that's something that we've kind of lost our taste for it, at least where I grew up. People aren't looking for different things. They're looking for familiar, old, what they consider to be safe things.
if you're making a movie, say in your case, what sort of thing would you make a movie about that would...
Well, I want to do a webcast, a web series here, and start now and do the first episode before he gets inaugurated, and take a whole cast of characters, and we do it all like this. We don't go get some insurance policy for our cameras or our sound stuff. We get all the people, because there's a ton of talent here and a ton of stuff. And we get a bunch of people together, and we get our character lines, and we start just exploring this, but we kind of hit the ground, and it's a web series that's happening as this is all unraveling.
It's reality television, or it's
No.
a drama?
One thing I've been frustrated with trying to kind of break out of the technician side of the movie business is, if you put all of your money and time and beg all your friends to come and make some little movie, there's no way to monetize that. You have this little movie, you can do festivals. If you don't win a prize, it's like you can show it to your mom.
Right.
And so I think what's cool about web podcasts and web series is that you don't have to just do an episode. You can have it broken up. So if people just want to see something funny, they can go to your webcast and they can just watch the funny parts. And you have all the storylines, because you have funny days in your life. Every character should have funny days. Every character should have political days. Every character should have horrible days.
So have you got this thing figured out?
Kinda. Well, that's what I've been. What have we had, a week? So since in the time
Exactly
since the reality fell, since the T-bomb dropped, I've been thinking about, well, what the fuck are we gonna do? And I feel like we've been through that. We've been through 9/11. We've been through Katrina. We've been through the BP thing. all these, we're not going to get rid of the Electoral College. Let's stop talking about it. It's not going to happen right now. There are other things that could happen right now. And I feel like we've all been dealing with these kinds of emotions for the last 15 years, and now we can just not go down the same old frustrating roads. We can actually do a little something different.
Okay, so suppose we all agreed with you and we were all going to chip in and do something. What exactly are you talking about? You're making a TV show on the web, like a web series, with actors, with real actors.
100% New Orleans.
Okay, so these are not just amateur people like us.
You
Teri's
like me?
Well,
People like her.
She's moving to Los
hire
Angeles.
me?
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
But then it's not going to pay you by the sound of it.
No,
You're not gonna
nobody's
pay me.
getting paid at the beginning. But then, if we can, let's start at the bottom, like I think we need to do with our society. Start at the bottom and work our way up. And if this thing
We're
works,
at the bottom, dude.
We're at.
No problem.
I'm not sure we're at the bottom yet.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna be.
We'll see what happens. But if they pull out of the Paris Agreement, if they overturn Roe v. Wade, then we'll be scratching the bottom.
I'll work for free.
So everybody's gonna have to work. Everybody's gonna have to work for free to start, and then we'll
Okay.
see. But it's a showcase for all of us. I've written a part for. Well, maybe you could do it, Grant.
Do you have it here with you?
Grant,
No, I didn't bring
can
it.
you maybe do a read
Yeah, we could do it
on
right
an
now if we
audition
had
or
it.
something?
Oh, I didn't.
Mitchell
I
can
don't.
do the music.
I don't have it.
I have an idea for a
In a
theme song.
world.
It's called. Well, I can give you the concept. The show is called Humidor.
Humidor, like you
Humidor.
put cigars in.
Yeah, because a
Mitch,
cigar
you
box
got
is
anything for
designed to maintain a balance inside.
I need a read.
And we're totally out of balance if you want to get but really it's a nice little contained thing that has a set of characters in it. And so the main location is a cigar shop in the French Quarter where you have people that work there, you have tourists, you have locals. Everybody comes through there, and then you just splinter off all through the city and maybe beyond the city. And the main guy or the guy that runs the cigar shop is a really capitalist Cuban American young guy, and he voted for Trump, and he sees Cuba as his birthright emerging market. And his big thing at the beginning of the first episode, he wants to be the first guy that gets Cuban cigars into America legally, and he's going to corner the market or whatever. And so I think just base it on real characters.
Who's writing it?
We're going to start a writer's room.
Okay.
So right now it's me and one other guy.
Okay.
Who's the other guy?
His name's Win Riley. He's a documentary filmmaker. You should get him on with Natalie.
Win Riley.
He's actually
Grant.
You're
so
welcome.
and I was talking to him about this last night because he spent his formative years when Reagan was elected. His parents left the country as political refugees and moved to New Zealand.
Wow. And what good did that do anybody?
Apparently none, because they came back under Bush.
Well, this is the thing. This is kind of like now where we are when I think when Ronald Reagan was elected and everybody was horrified. The guy was a complete moron. He was an actor. He had been the governor of California, but that didn't sort of count for much apparently. And it was horrifying that he was the president. It's the same sort of.
And several people
position
still
with-
think he was the greatest president that's the country's ever had.
Well, that's mysterious.
Including my grandfather.
How is your grandfather?
He's dead.
Is he?
Yeah. Well, I loved my grandfather, and it's one of those things though where he was hell bent on. He had a bumper sticker above his TV that said "Rush is right" back when Rush Limbaugh was relevant.
My
And
grandpa had that one too.
yeah,
You had that. Sam?
and this was
And my dad had Flush Rush toilet paper to go with it.
Wow.
But they loved each other.
And what part of the country were you in at this time?
My grandpa lived in Kansas, which is pretty similar culture-wise. Just outside of Lawrence, Kansas. That's where my dad's from.
Okay. Well, it turned out that Rush was right, and here we are.
Hey, I hadn't thought about that.
That's where we're.
Yeah.
Well,
So what do we
we-
do? We're not gonna just
We're
roll
gonna-
over.
Humidor. It's a good idea to make it about cigars too, because that's so out.
Well, you know what I thought about that? Because the big thing that's been bothering me is that they pull out of the Paris Agreement, which has been such a hard thing to get to, and they deny that global warming is even happening.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
this whole human enterprise, it all depends on a playing field of air you can breathe and water you can drink, and if you get rid of that, then it doesn't matter if you're into racism or sexism, like you want to see certain things go in a certain direction. All those bets are off if you got no playing field. And so I think there's got to be some way for us to reel this thing back in.
Go-go dancing.
Go-go dancing.
That's probably the first step, right? Teri?
Yeah, it gets your anger out.
Yeah. And let's
The
start with a level
exercise.
playing field.
Go-go dancing.
Go-go dancing.
Everyone should do it.
What do you
Yeah.
think? Is there a place where a go-go dancer could...
Absolutely.
So,
In Humidor.
Yeah. That's the thing is, again,
Humidor.
you're back to the idea of getting people's hearts and minds. What are they interested in watching?
and how is this exactly going to change anything? Other than...
Because it's going
make
to
us-
we're going to build a fan base so that people care about this show, and then through the show, you're going to explore this stuff. Because I don't have all the answers. Nobody here apparently has all the answers. But you can start moving things. I feel like it's like junk food. In America, we eat so much shit, and I like junk food. I like to
I
eat
thought you were gonna
burgers
say I like
occasionally.
shit.
Well,
That would have been a whole different conversation.
But after a while, if that's all you get, it's just not good for you. And what we
Right.
feed our eyes and ears has become just junk. And so people don't even have a taste for good stuff anymore.
Well, that's why when you hear real music, the stuff that Sam plays or that Andrew plays or that Mitch plays, real jazz, that's why people relate to that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sorry you're drifting off and just playing R&B now. What happened to that?
No, R&B is real music.
It is too. But there's so much of it out there, though. I mean, there's so much R&B that sounds real. There's not many people making
Not
real
the
country.
kind that-
I don't know, man.
There's no people
Yeah.
making real country music.
That's
Hardly
true.
anybody
That's true, and I
left.
feel like there's very few people making real R&B music.
Is that right? I don't know
Yeah.
much about R&B, really.
Are you asking Sam to make country music great again?
Yes. Good idea. Get a T-shirt.
We were just in Nashville, and they have hats that say that now over there. Yeah, make country music great again.
Oh my God.
No. Sam, that was really great, by the way.
Oh,
Like, my
thanks,
heart
man.
was beating. I really love folk music, and I don't know if it's wrong for me to say, but it felt it had a folk vibe.
That's the route we all come from. Definitely Woody Guthrie's
so
my
wonderful.
hero. You know,
That was lovely.
Bob Dylan finally accepted his Nobel Prize. He said
I heard
he,
that,
he,
yeah.
they
he
couldn't
had been,
find him, right?
Well, he said he'd been silent because he was, quote, speechless.
All right. You can't beat that.
Wow.
So, Sam, were you influenced by anybody else, like the folk singers of the past, Woody Guthrie and...
That's what inspired me to quit playing the drums for a little while and start picking up a guitar and traveling and writing songs. I got into the band, and then through the band I got into Bob Dylan, and through Bob Dylan got into Woody Guthrie, and then got into Lead Belly and folk music, and it just keeps expanding from there, you know. But,
And which one of those dragged you down here?
actually, Tom Waits did.
Tom
I saw it
Waits?
Down by Law, the
Oh,
Jim
wow.
Jarmusch film.
Yeah.
I saw it when I was 16. I think it was one of the first times I got stoned. I watched it. My parents were out of town. We watched Jim Jarmusch. It was an amazing night, and I promised myself I'd go down to New Orleans at some point.
When you started at 16. How'd you get the weed back then?
It was actually just laying around the house. I got lucky.
And what are your folks doing now? Are they still back
They
there?
came into town today. They're visiting.
Really? And you took an
They're
hour
waiting
off
for me to
come
be
hang
done
out
with this
us?
radio show so we can go get dinner
Oh,
together.
my
yeah.
God. Well, where are they? Let's get them over here.
They're in the lower Ninth Ward right now.
All right. Are they staying with you?
Uh-huh.
All right. And they're staying with you and a bunch of five guys in a house.
Yeah, they're brave souls.
That's pretty cool. Have they still got the weed?
Like I said, pot was laying around the house when I grew
Yeah.
up.
Are they still
I was
smoking
gonna go
pot, or is
ask.
it just-
I was gonna try to find out if my dad had brought any down here. But I hope this isn't live right now. I don't want him to get in
it's
trouble.
But they don't edit it.
No, they
We
don't
can
do
check-
drugs anymore.
No, well, it's not legal here, I don't think.
It's not a criminal.
Not yet.
It's not a crime anymore.
Right.
That's
Technically.
right. Yeah.
It's just a
It's been
misdemeanor.
decriminalized.
Yeah, so they're fine if
Yeah.
they brought their own weed with them on the
Yeah.
plane through the TSA system.
I think so.
That wouldn't worry about that. Andrew, you're not smoking any pot today, are you?
Not today, no.
All right. Hey, so listen, what are we getting on to? Who wants to play some music next? I think it's time for a song.
You want another tune?
Terry, you want to play something?
Yeah, I'll sing something.
Nice.
No.
Okay, what do you want to sing? Mitch can play anything.
Anything
I'm
in
gonna
B
turn my
flat
phone
and
on.
take it for a walk, baby.
What do you feel like singing, Terry?
I
Come
like
on.
to sing, but I'm not a singer.
Do you,
That's okay.
Best kind.
It's a bar. We're in a bar. So we're not making a record or anything.
is there a song that you
But
know
this is
that
going to
you
be on record.
Well,
is there a song that you know that maybe we know?
What kind of music do you play?
Folky stuff, sing alongy stuff.
I love Hooray for the Riff Raff, Ani
yeah.
DeFranco.
Sure.
Who's
Sam
ready for
knows
the
some
riff raff?
for the riff raff songs.
Hey.
Sam used to be in Hooray for the Riff Raff.
Did you?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, they're playing tomorrow. I
Yeah.
would love to go.
I might be playing a
At
couple tunes with
Siberia.
you.
Oh, shut up. That's wonderful.
I thought they were in
I love
England.
them.
Natalie Kingston's going to be there. I think.
She is in the process of moving back here. She went to Nashville for a little while, and then and now she's living in New York City, visiting her family. In the springtime, I think she's going to move back.
Who's
here.
this?
Alinda.
Oh, Alinda.
What's
Oh,
your
really?
favorite Hooray for the Riff Raff song?
She won't be there tomorrow.
She will be there.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
I think it's just her playing with her guitar.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the
did
rest of
hear
the band
about
will be
that.
there.
Well, this
Okay.
is your big chance to sing a Hooray for the Riff Raff song because Sam knows every single song.
Oh, gosh.
There you go.
Which-
all of them.
let's do one.
I feel like I know all of them.
Which one do you want to sing?
No, don't do this to me.
Hold on.
Yeah, we can totally do it.
We'll pull up the lyrics because I just went to
Oh, let's
Louisiana
do
Music
it.
Factory and tried to buy because the way she talked
is my
on
big
stage
moment.
Yeah.
at Jazz Fest, I thought there was another album. They just recorded in California or something, and it's not out, right?
Do you know what the date is today? It's November
I
the
think
what
it
is
comes
it?
out in March.
Okay.
What is the date today? Anyone knows? It's November the
the
17th?
16 sounds
Six-
Are
right.
you just now getting around to doing something that you heard at Jazz Fest in April?
Well,
Well, he's
I
been
wanted to
busy
give her
writing a
time.
TV
I wanted
show.
to give her time to get her album out, and I
Okay,
went,
so
and it's
you
not
figured
out.
November would be, and today was the day, and it wasn't there apparently, right?
No, it wasn't.
Okay,
So there's. Do you want to do it off
Hey,
there?
got
do
some
you know
This
the
Small Town Heroes?
Rambling Gal? What is that one called?
Well, I used to be.
A rambling gal. Yeah, yeah.
I never played
I don't
guitar
know
on
the
that
lyrics.
one, but
Can
I can try
can
to
I look them up?
try to figure it out.
What is
Sorry,
it? What did you
Alinda.
play on that one?
I don't know. What's that one called?
Hold on, I'm gonna try to find lyrics.
Don't Let Me Down, Austin.
Okay, which song is it?
What's the name of it, Sam?
I think it's called Rambling Gal.
Oh, it is, huh?
You could do Lookout Mama if you want. That's the easier one, probably.
Oh, yeah. It might be higher than my. I don't know why that one just came to my mind. No.
We're having technical difficulties.
No.
Well, you can't find the lyrics.
I'm really gonna fuck them up.
Maybe we should
so
have Andrew sing us
you
a song
just-
that he knows
Yeah.
while
Alright,
you
we-
think
and
about
we-
which riff raff song
We can
you
all
wanna
sing
play.
along, yeah.
All right.
Do it.
Sam, how about we play I Shall Be Released in G?
That sounds
A
great.
little Leonard Cohen send-off. Not that he wrote it, but it's just going to feel
Oh,
good, you know?
wonderful.
Because he has been released.
He has. Which one did you like? Rambling Gal?
Say every man can be replaced. Say every distance is not near. So I remember every face of every man who put me here. I see my light come shining from the west out to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. Mitch, go ahead. Every man must have protection.
say that every man must fall. Still somehow I see my reflection somewhere so high above this wall. And I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. What'd you say, Sam? Stands a man in a lonely crowd, man who swears he's not to blame. And all night long I hear him shouting so loud, just crying out that he's been framed. And I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. One more time. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Good choice.
That was nice.
Nice job, everybody. Andrew Duhon, Sam Dawes, Austin
Wonderful.
Alward,
That was just the whole wide world. Everybody
Teri
singing with
Wyble,
us.
and Mitch Forman. Guys, that was beautiful. Thank you
Yeah, it was
so
fun.
much. That was really nice. Okay, who wants to play behind me while I tell you? First of all, I'm going to come back in just a minute and talk about body painting.
Our
Okay.
sponsors, what?
Yes. But
Something to look
first of all,
forward to.
Rowan and
first of all-
Martin's laughing.
First
Body
of all,
paint?
we have to talk about some sponsor messages. Mitchell, you want to play something behind me?
Absolutely.
Okay, anything, just something nice. Hey, thanks to these people who helped make today's show possible. The Church of the Latter-day Dude. On a previous episode, our guest Stacia Symes, which was last week, remember her, mentioned
Missed that.
that she'd
I wasn't
been
here.
ordained. Oh, you were gone last week.
Yeah.
She'd been ordained by the Church of the Latter-day Dude, also known as Dudism. It's a religion inspired by the Big Lebowski and Taoism, apparently. Stacia said she remembered that she paid $50 to get ordained, but actually, we've been informed by the head of the church, the Doodly Lama, that getting ordained there doesn't cost anything. It's absolutely free. So if you'd like to be ordained in the Church of the Latter-day Dude, get in touch with them. You can visit them at dudism.com to find out more. And you thought no one listened to the show.
Well, you know,
The high
occasionally
dude
people
himself.
click the wrong podcast.
The
or
high
whatever.
dude. Once in a while they make a mistake and listen to us. Also, thanks to the Roast of Thanksgiving. This is something you need to know about. This is a Comedy Central style roast where comedians play the part of Thanksgiving characters and give each other their just desserts. It's being put on by the New Movement Theatre, so you know it's going to be good. You know those guys at New Movement Theatre?
Yeah,
Jerry?
they're great.
They're really funny. You can see Mary Jacobs playing the part of a pilgrim. Chris True plays the part of a football. John Butts is the Canadian Thanksgiving. And Daryl Rosso plays the part of crispy fried onions. If you've got family in town for the holidays or you're visiting New Orleans for the holiday, this is a guaranteed surefire winner of a night out for sure. It's the Roast of Thanksgiving. It's on Tuesday, November 22nd, 2016, by the way, if you listen to this any later, at One Eye Jack's at 7:30. Highly recommended. Thank you too to Basic Swim and Gym, where you can get a full range of fashion swimsuits, workout and yoga clothes with style. Would you like to know more about that, Teri?
Yes.
Okay. You can get a bikini, a one-piece, a cover-up, in fact, everything you need for the beach and poolsiders at Basic Swim and Gym. It's right across the street from the lingerie store, Basics, underneath on Magazine Street near Jefferson Avenue. And thank you too to the fabulous people at Hangover Destroyer, which I'm holding in my left hand. Hangover Destroyer is the only all-natural product medically proven to prevent a hangover. Go to the Hangover Destroyer website. It's hdestroyer.com and write happy hour in the coupon code. And you too can get 30% off of Hangover Destroyer and Seize the Dawn. Thanks, Mitch Forman. Do you know anything about Mitch Forman's past life before he got this gig on Happy Hour?
What was it?
Very nice.
Thank you.
Mitch was a piano player in some bands you might have heard of. He played with Stan Getz, Jerry Mulligan,
Wow.
Astrid Gilberto. He was a member of John McLaughlin's Marv Vishnu Orchestra.
Oh, wow.
How about that? The Wayne Shorter Quartet and many more.
What?
That's right.
Go, Mitch.
And it's sunk. Let that be a lesson to you. Don't start drinking and doing drugs, because you'll end up
And happy
falling
hour.
from those heights playing the
Happy
piano,
Hour.
playing the piano on Happy Hour. Anyway, Mitch, thanks. That was great.
No problem.
Hey, so anyway, I want to talk about body painting because Teri Wyble, it says here, I have one paragraph about you here.
Oh,
And
gosh, read it. I wanna know what it says.
It says you traveled to Seabolden in Austria, is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, where you, it says where you were awarded Model of the Year.
That's correct.
And you were the 2010 World Body Painting Festival champion.
Yeah.
Is that, you paint your own body?
No.
What is that?
No. It's a big collaboration. I was just the model. I was just the canvas, if you will.
Naked.
Yeah. Well, each festival has different rules. Sometimes you have to wear pasties and a thong. Sometimes they don't care at all. I mean, an artist would rather just a blank canvas, just nothing on.
Right.
But it's pretty freeing. I mean, I love being. I mean, I love being naked. Can I say that? I'm just in a room full of
Can you
guys.
say it?
Sorry,
Sure you can
gosh.
say it.
But this
I don't
this kind
think
of
you
allowed.
can be naked in here, though. Right? Just in case you were wondering.
Thanks.
You love being naked. Why?
No, it's just so freeing. I mean, that I don't have any sort of. I don't know. It's not sexual for me. I just enjoy not having
Clothes on.
Yeah, it's just a normal thing, and I love when it cannot be sexual and just be normal. I wish it could be like that. I wish I could be topless, out on the street, but I can't. But
That is not fair.
How
That's not
progressive and
fair.
un-American of you.
that's not fair.
It's not.
What was the painting of? What would you say? How would you describe
Oh,
the
I've
painting?
done many different paintings, and I've gone to
Was there-
Austria a couple times.
Was there one specifically that won the award?
Yes. I think at that particular festival, I looked kind of like a steampunk fairy time traveler.
Okay.
And they always have a theme, and they have photographers award, they have an artist award, they have many different categories of, like, this is the brush and sponge category, this is the UV light painting category, and they usually have a time limit, and that time limit was I think it was 6 or 7 hours. I've been out of touch for a while.
So you have to lie still for 6 to 7 hours while they paint.
Oh, no. Stand still.
You have to stand for 6 to 7 hours.
Yes.
Are there add-ons allowed? Like you say fairy, I'm thinking wings, but do they have to be painted on?
If you have prosthetics,
Yeah.
that's a different category.
Got it, yeah.
If you have prosthetics, that's a different category. So they give you about an hour longer.
Oh, yeah.
In a time limit,
Right.
to glue all of these prosthetics on. So yeah, I did have kind of fairy wings glued onto my back. I think it was connected to a piece of leather that was basically glued onto my back, which
Can we see this online somewhere?
Absolutely,
Where is
it's
it?
on my IMDb. I have a photo of
Okay.
it on my IMDb.
Where have you been around the world doing this? Like, have you traveled all over the world being a model
no.
for?
That's the only time that it's taking me international, Austria. But I've been to a couple different festivals. There's one here in New Orleans called Lafayette,
Right.
that they have it around every St. Patrick's Day, and it's a body painting convention. There's I went to one called North American Body Painting Festival. I think that was in Texas somewhere, maybe Dallas or Houston.
How long does the paint stay on you? When you're there, it takes
Until
6
you
hours.
wash it off.
It washes off instantly? You just get in the shower? That must be awful, washing it off.
Well, we make sure to document it thoroughly,
Right.
take lots of photos, and then but it takes hours usually
To scrub all the
wash
paint
it all
off.
off. And certain colors, it's funny, certain colors will stay on you longer, like a red or a black will stay on, or sometimes a blue. It depends on the name brand of the paint, and it'll stay on you longer.
Sherwin
it's harder
Williams
to get
is
off.
Harder to get off. Hey, and so that's one thing I found out about you. And then I found out about this thing about Austin. It says, Austin, you made a record at one point as a rapper?
Yeah.
What?
French rapper.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah. Well, I was
You just don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah, also in Europe, wasn't in Austria. It was, so I moved to France after I got out of college. I was a focus puller in France. And
What's
took
the
us
French for focus puller?
pointeur.
It's only one word.
Oui.
That's much better.
And
So you speak pretty good French, then?
I'm half French. My mom's from
I
France.
see.
And my wife's from France.
Do you speak French?
I do.
Oh, I'm jealous.
But we got hired by...
Mitch speaks French as well.
Do you?
Fluent.
Enchanté, Monsieur Mitch. We got hired to go to Bulgaria and do a potato commercial, kind of like the Got Milk campaign, but for potato producers
Got Spuds.
in Europe. Got Spuds. And the director of that was a young guy who had this concept album, and he'd written all these texts in French, and he was working with these musicians, and they made the album, and they were signed with Universal, but he wanted all of the performances, the singers, to be different guests, like rappers, and to sing in English. So he asked me if I would translate his texts into English, and so I did one, and I liked it, and I did another, and they started bringing me into the studio, and I was coaching these people who don't speak English to sing these French, or these English translations of his text, and all of the music videos were cartoons and all these little characters, and so we had this one guy, he couldn't string together a single verse in English. And we did 2 days, I think. It was a Friday. And I took the microphone and I said, it should sound something like this. And I did it. And the sound engineer tapped on the window and he said, do it again. I did it again. And I thought the guy would work on it on the weekend and we'd come back on Monday. I got back on Monday and they took me in a room with a bunch of lawyers. And they said, we used yours and sign all these papers. And now you have to pick a name. And everybody in the band, the last part of their name is the letter T. The main guy in the band is 1T, and so since my name is AUST, that's what they did. I'm Aus T.
Ah, what a great story, Aus T.
Nice.
Can you remember anything?
Yeah. Do you need us to drop a beat or anything?
Well, you
Yeah,
can find
come
it online. It charted pretty well that year.
Nice.
What?
Yeah.
You had a hit in France with
Yeah.
your
Wait, so
rap.
did you
Yeah.
sign away your royalties? Is that what they
No,
were
I got
doing?
royalties.
Sweet.
Yeah, I
That's
get like
great.
15
Aus T.
euros a year.
That's great.
Come on, Aus, let's hear
Yeah.
something.
Well, it's kind of juvenile, but the song that they used my voice for, it's a guy who's being racially profiled, basically, and he's kept, kind of like that. He's not allowed into the club, and so the name of it, the refrain is "What's the deal?" So he goes, "What's the deal, yo?" Man at the door says, "No, what's the deal, yo?" Traveltino's my bro. Hey man, what's the deal? What I do to you guys? And then it goes, pop, pop, pop. I got invited too. Pop, pop. I'm with the 1T crew.
Nice.
Yeah, all right, Aus T.
Aus
That's
T in the
an
house.
American premiere right here on Happy Hour.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
So that wasn't in French, obviously.
No,
you
they
didn't
wanted
do
it in English.
French?
They wanted it in English. The original texts were all in French, so I translated them pretty straight.
Yeah.
And they're little
That was
characters.
hilarious. Thank Mitch. Who knew Mitch could play that? It's
Meister John.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Problem.
You guys should do another. So that was like a hit. So did they want more?
Yeah.
They did. They talked about going on tour, and I was like 21 years old.
That's the
didn't-
perfect time to
Yeah,
go
it didn't.
into
It
Yeah.
didn't come together, but it was great. I thought I was going to move to LA and be a big film director.
Oh, so you were not taking your rap career seriously?
Maybe not as seriously as I should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably wise, I suppose, because really, what credibility could you have as
I don't know,
a
ask-
white rap guy?
I don't
At the
know.
end-
Ask
at the end of the
Eminem.
day, really.
Yeah.
That's true. It worked out for him. What happened
Kid
to Eminem?
Rock.
Where is he? Kid Rock. Where is Eminem today, actually?
He's around, you know.
Is he still doing anything?
I think he's still doing it. Yeah.
All right.
I think so.
Well, it could have worked out for you. Hey, listen, Sam, do you want to play that last verse of that song, or you want to play something else before we get out of
I'll
here?
play the last verse. I think
All
it
right.
just came back to me.
That's awesome.
Redemption.
Well, if God made man, then he made us in one day. He put us on earth, but not to stay. And I done all I can do, and I said all that I can say. Now I guess I'll just be on my own way. But I ain't trying to bring you down, I'm just walking. So take this gun, hand it to my captain. It wasn't made for killing, it's made for asking. And take this heart, hand it back to Catherine. It wasn't made for breaking, it's made for laughing. And I ain't trying to bring you down, I'm just talking.
Oh, yes, very nice. Beautiful. What a great way to end the show. That's happy hour for another week, everybody.
We're just talking.
That's very nice.
Thanks, guys.
Sam Dawes, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Austin Alward, otherwise known as Aus T.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Teri Wyble,
You're the
world
best.
champion body painter.
Many
Andrew
important
Duhon.
talents for the future.
Fabulous Mitchel Forman has been here as well, live here at Wayfare. Thanks for joining us. That was happy hour. Let me just tell you a little bit about how that show got put together. Graham DePonte is our producer. Where's the rest of my credits?
I don't know, buddy.
Where'd they go, everybody? Just keep playing, Mitch. I'll let you know. I'm usually pretty organized. Like, you know, we have a piece of paper here somewhere.
You're under the weather.
Jerry, keep talking till I come up with something here.
I'm not an improv actor.
I have something to say.
I'll leave that to New Movement.
What you got,
Hey,
Mitch?
Grant.
Yeah.
Charlie Olin's had a special request online. He wanted to hear The Business of Love. But
The Business
I
of
can't
Love.
remember.
That's a song from way back.
But hey,
Our
Charlie.
producer is Graham DePonte. Christian Unruh is our music director, and Jean Valois is our music producer. Thomas Walsh is our technical director, and our live feed directors are Asher Griffin. And Grayson Jernigan, our theme music, was written by and is currently being played by the fabulous Mitchel Forman. If you'd like to be on our show and you can stay upright for about 60 minutes, drop us a line. Our address is on our website, itsneworleans.com, where you can check out many other hours of happy hour, as well as Out to Lunch with Peter Raschuti live from Commander's Palace, True to the Game with the fabulous and funny Chris True, Midnight Menu +1 with Margot Moss and the Man Who Ate New Orleans, Ray Canada, Louisiana Eats with Poppy Chuka, Milo's Music Parlor with Kim Vu, the podcast about death, simply called Death, the podcast with psychologist Dr. Arian Alfant, Questions from the Waiting Room with psychiatrist Nick Pajic, and Psych Ward with the fabulous Dr. Ross Shields, who's not actually a doctor. All those podcasts are on itsneworleans.com. You can also find other great Louisiana podcasts at itsacadiana.com and itsbatonrouge.la. You can keep up with us on Facebook and Twitter and a bunch of other time-sucking social media as well. On all of it, we're called It's New Orleans. You can find photos from this show on itsneworleans.com and on our Facebook page. Those photos are taken today by the fabulous Alison Moon, who's back from Mexico. If you're listening to this on your podcast app, thanks for subscribing to us. Take a moment to rate and review us if you don't have anything better to do. That helps other people find us. Our show is recorded live today at Wayfare on Ferret Street in Uptown New Orleans, where they have a 3-hour happy hour here every day, and an awesome brunch on the weekends. Happy Hour is a production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. For Andrew Duhon, everybody else around the table here at Wayfare and back at our offices at INO Broadcasting, I'm Grant Morris. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you back here next week on Happy Hour.
Venus your style guide for fun, sexy style, is getting you ready for shorter days and cooler weather during the annual Venus Fashion Week event. The new Venus Fall Fashion Collection has arrived, and it's a perfect time to get amazing deals on new styles that have made Venus famous, from weekdays at the office to weekends on the town. Shop hundreds of new fall styles and get $15 when you spend $100, $30 off when you spend $150, and $50 off when you spend $200 or more. Just go to Venus.com or download the Venus app and use the promo code SWEATER to save during the last days of Venus Fashion Week.